Kia ora bros and girls, welcome back to the channel. I know this is a little bit overdue, but today we're going to break down Red Guardian, some of the best counters, and also how to play against them, because even with high level characters, he can be a little bit tricky. So the three nodes that really matter are the plus 90% armor, the mighty charge, and the riot shield. So the 90% armor means he's going to take 10% damage only from your physical attacks. So the best way to get around this is to use damage over time. However, Mighty Charge means that when he dashes at you, he becomes unstoppable and immune to debuffs. So he can shake off some of the debuffs as well. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. And then finally, the right shield means that he starts with, and I think this is actually one of his abilities. He starts with 10 charges on his shield, and every time you hit into him, you remove a charge. When you remove all 10, that blows up into your face and stuns you for 1.9 seconds. Now, if you heavy or if you special, you don't remove a charge. Right? So that's what that riot shield. So that's kind of one of the ways to counter him. So there's a few good counters, Archangel and Hyperion being the main two. So here's a fight with Archangel. And through this fight, let's just kind of pay attention and figure out how to evade both his SP2 and his SP1. So there's a few parts to this fight. There's kind of the start, the first few seconds are very, very important. Learning how to evade the SP1 and the SP2 because you're going to have to, particularly if you're using 4 stars. So here the SP2 comes. He's going to kind of bash his head down. Then there's a bit of a delay, and then he's going to come up with the shield uppercut. And once he comes up with the shield, that's when you can charge back in and go for him. So this is it. Slow down. There's a little bit of a delay, and this is it. We're going to get quicker. We're going to go back to real time. So he dashes down with his head, then he's going to swing up with an uppercut. Right? That's in real time. So then the second thing that we're going to try to get out is what's his SP1 look like and how to evade that. So as he comes up here, he's going to charge at us, and then he's going to swing again. So let's slow that down. He's going to charge at us, we back away, and then as he swings, we back away twice. So the timing of that first dash back is pretty important, and if he catches you as he's forcing, because he's unstoppable, you might get clipped with this one. This one's a bit tricky, so I would recommend, if you can, to push him to his SP2 instead of the SP1. Now, the other reason Archangel is fantastic for this fight as well is because once you get 3 Neurotoxins on this guy, then it shuts down his ability accuracy. So while it doesn't shut down the shield, what it does shut down is when he dashes at you, he's not really unstoppable and unblockable. I only really found this out watching the video way later on after I already 100% uncollected. But that's pretty cool. Once you have 3 or 4 charges of Neurotoxin on him, he's a little bit easier to play, and I think that's why I did so well with Archangel. But the start of this fight is very important. Let's have a look at some more examples. So here with Hyperion, I always start with parrying, and then he's going to do one of 2 things. He's either going to come at you, or he's going to move back. Here again, I'm going to start off with a parry and heavy. Now is he going to come at me, or he's going to dash back? He's going to dash back, so I'm going to go ahead. And so that first part of the fight is very important. You got to start off with the parry. You either heavy him, or you do your combo. And then he's either going to dash back or he's going to dash at you. And that will dictate whether you have to evade or whether you go into him. The second thing though is you're trying to aim to get him into that corner progressively. So let's break down this fight. We parry, we're going to heavy, and then we're going to see what he's going to do. He's going to dash back. So if he's dashing back, I'm going to go in and charge at him to lock down the space so he can't dash. So I'm going to wait. Again, he puts up his block, and now I've got him in the corner. This is exactly where I want him, and hopefully with Archangel, if he dashes at you, obviously you've got to evade. But hopefully with Archangel, once he's in the corner, once you can just parry him, you can just stack those Neurotoxins, stack those heavies, and carry on. Now with higher level characters, so, like Doom, for example, same principle still applies. I have to block to begin with, and then if he dashes at me, I'm going to have to evade. But I'm only going to advance when he moves back and puts the shield up, right? And the idea is I want to try to get him into the corner as much as possible. The second, so three parts to the fight, right? So number one, parry. Number two, get him into the corner. Number three is you've got to manage the special rotation. So you've got to always have your eyes on the shield. And when the shield is about to expire, you need to be throwing a special, right? When the shield is down, it doesn't matter, baby. You just go for it. Just give him the maximum combos, give him all that you can, because it doesn't matter. But here, he's got one charge, so I'm going to wait. I'm not going to intercept him. I'm actually going to throw a special. That way, when he breaks his shield, I don't get stunned and I can carry on. And of course, I take this guy with a cleaner. I mean, this is a maxed out Doom, rank 5. So it would be pretty embarrassing if I couldn't take him on with him. But to be honest, I don't actually fight very, very well in there. Another cheat code for this guy is Captain Marvel movie. High level Captain Marvel movie. If she's got the indestructible on and the charges, it's very, very easy. Because also, even if you get clipped, you don't really take a lot of damage. You just throw one SP2, second SP2, and it's done. Right? And then the other way to play against this guy, or one less thing to worry about with the right shield, is if you have a stun immune character. So that means Nick Fury is a great counter for this guy, especially in the second phase. Because if you're in the second phase, or you throw, I think, 2 SP1s, you're stun immune and you can play against them. If you don't have Nick Fury, Emma also kind of works here, right? I'm going to discuss this fight a little bit. So those are kind of the counters. Those are kind of the 6 that we mentioned. The cool thing about Emma is not only is she got stun immune when she's in diamond form, which means that, you know, it gives you a little bit added protection, because it means that if you can't quite get the timing okay with your specials, you can just hit into him anyway and blow up that shield, because the shield doesn't do damage, it just stuns you. And if you're stun immune, then you just carry on the fight as normal. And also, if he does dash at you and hit you in diamond form, you take a lot less damage, so you've got that kind of protection. And if you keep throwing the SP1, you've got that power sting, so you're doing damage for him throwing his specials. It's a little bit like fighting against someone who's got recoil. Nick Fury at high level would be fantastic. The trick with Nick Fury, however, is that in the second phase, yes, you're stun immune. You can do a ton of damage to him, and you've got crazy bleeds. You can do a ton of damage over time. But also, you only have 30% life in that second phase. And also, it means that your Nick Fury has to be awakened. So for some of us, like myself, who don't have Nick Fury at all, or for some of you guys that may have Nick Fury but not awakened, you don't have access to this kind of ability. But Emma, if you have her awakened or non-awakened, it doesn't matter. She has access to the stun immunity in diamond form anyway. So let's recap before the end of this video. The 6 counters that work really, really well are Archangel, Hyperion, if you're thinking about 4-star rank 4s or 4-star rank 5s. Doom or Captain Marvel movie at high level can tear this guy apart. Nick Fury awakened in the second phase because of his stun immunity is very good against this guy, as well as Emma Frost. And then the next thing is the 3 important factors of the fight are the start of the fight. You always have to parry, and then you have to watch for what he's going to do so that you can react. Either he dashes at you, which means you have to evade, or he dashes back, which means you can advance. And slowly, slowly advance your way. When he's on his block, slowly, slowly advance your way until you can get him cornered. And then you can go to the cleaners. And the last bit is to just keep an eye on the shields and make sure that you're throwing specials as it explodes so you don't get stunned. Very, very important. It doesn't have to be the last hit of the special. It can be any way through the specials. So that's why Hyperion's SP1 works really, really fantastic, as does Doom's SP1. So hopefully this helped you guys out. If it did and you like the content, guys, please do support the channel. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below or in the corner there, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Ka kite ano, bros and girls.